It started like any other night at the Target just outside of Austin, Texas, off Highway 290, tucked behind a shuttered strip mall and a decaying Jack-in-the-Box that hadn't flipped a burger in years. The store manager, Leonard, was wrapping up paperwork in the back office. A thunderstorm rumbled low in the distance, the kind that creeps across the sky slowly, dragging humid air behind it like a wet coat. It was close to midnight, and the only people left in the building were the closing crew: Sarah from Home Goods, Dave from Electronics, and Mateo, the janitor. The lights flickered briefly, just once, but enough to make everyone pause. Dave, hunched over the electronics counter and scrolling through his phone, looked up. "Power grid's trash out here," he mumbled. More to himself than anyone else. In the back, Leonard rubbed his temples. The fluorescent lights always gave him headaches, and the cheap Target coffee wasn't helping. He glanced at the monitor feed from the security cameras. A couple of them were grainy, fuzzing with static, which wasn't new. Store maintenance had been put off for months. Corporate had started cutting corners since the new regional manager came in. Leonard didn't care anymore. He was quitting. In 2 weeks. Let the next sucker worry about bad wiring and flickering lights. Then he noticed something strange. On camera 3, the one overlooking the toy aisle, a figure was standing motionless at the far end. Not a shopper. Too late for that. Not one of his crew either. This person was tall, dressed in black from head to toe, but their face was off, blurred. The kind of blur you get from moving too fast when the frame rate can't catch up. Leonard leaned forward. What the hell? He reached for the walkie on his desk. "Hey, Sarah, you anywhere near toys?" There was a pause before the walkie crackled to life. "No, I'm over in bedding." "Why?" Leonard didn't respond right away. He looked back at the screen. The figure was gone. He exhaled slowly. "Never mind. Thought I saw a shoplifter. I'll check it out." He stood, joints cracking like dry twigs, and made his way out of the office and into the back corridor that led to the sales floor. The hallway smelled of cleaning fluid and something else, something sour, like spoiled milk. He wrinkled his nose. The air felt thick, muggy like outside. As he stepped onto the main floor, the overhead lights buzzed louder than usual. One light above him dimmed and pulsed, casting long shadows over the aisle displays. Leonard moved quickly, glancing left and right down each row. When he got to the toy section, it was empty, pristine, every doll and Nerf gun right where it belonged. He stood still, listening. Then came the sound, a soft scraping, like plastic, dragging across tile. He turned his head slowly toward the next aisle. The noise stopped. "Dave, that you screwing around?" No answer. He took a tentative step forward. The silence was thick enough to choke on. At the end of the adjacent aisle, a toy rolled into view. A bright red ball. He stared at it. It was one of those cheap rubber balls from the seasonal bin. Shouldn't even be in this section. Then it rolled again. Just a little, as if nudged by a breeze that wasn't there. Leonard backed up. "I'm not doing this tonight," he muttered and turned around. Standing 5 feet away was the figure from the monitor. His heart slammed into his chest. The person thing was motionless, clad in what looked like a long black raincoat, face still indistinct, as if hidden behind layers of plastic wrap. He couldn't see eyes, but he knew it was staring at him. Leonard stumbled back, tripping over a display of Lego sets. Boxes crashed to the floor. When he looked up again, the figure was gone. He scrambled to his feet and grabbed the walkie. "Everyone, to the front of the store. Now, something's wrong." Dave's voice came through, jittery. "What kind of wrong?" "Just move, now." Mateo never responded. Leonard reached the front of the store just as Sarah arrived, breathless. Dave appeared seconds later from the electronics side, Where's Mateo? Leonard asked. He went to clean the restrooms 15 minutes ago. Sarah said. Leonard hesitated, then glanced at the front doors. They were locked. The security gates were down. I saw someone back there, he told them. Not a customer. They were just standing there, then gone. Something is not right here. Dave laughed nervously. Come on, man. It's probably a junkie or some squatter who got in before closing. I'll check the bathrooms. Don't, Leonard said too quickly. But Dave was already walking. The store felt colder now. Not air-conditioned cold, but wrong cold. Deep cold. Old basement cold. Leonard and Sarah waited up front, saying nothing. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. Dave didn't come back. Leonard finally said, Stay here. No way, Sarah said, grabbing his arm. I'm not standing alone. They moved together, slowly, down the main corridor toward the restrooms. The hallway lights flickered again. The cleaning cart was tipped over outside the men's room. Mateo? Leonard called out. No answer. He pushed the door open. The smell hit them first. Rotting meat, metallic, thick and unnatural. Inside, the mirror was shattered. Water ran steadily from one sink, overflowing onto the floor. A smear of something dark streaked the tile. A single shoe sat in the center of the room. Leonard backed out, bile rising in his throat. Call the police, he said. Now. But the radios had gone dead. Back in the front of the store. The lights went out. All of them. Sarah screamed. Leonard grabbed her hand. Stockroom. There's an exit. They ran, guided by the dull glow of the emergency lights. Somewhere behind them, something moved, not footsteps worse. Something dragging. Something heavy. They made it through the swinging stockroom doors, slamming them shut behind. Leonard turned to bolt them, but there was no lock. From inside the storage racks. They heard a thud. Then another. A slow, rhythmic pounding, as if something was walking through the boxes. Sarah, go to the loading dock. Find the exit. She hesitated, then ran. Leonard turned slowly. The figure was there again, in the shadows, closer this time. He saw the face more clearly now. There wasn't one. Just skin stretched tight over a smooth skull-like shape. No features. No mouth? No. Nose? But 2 dark holes where the eyes should be. It stepped forward. Leonard turned and bolted. He didn't get far. They found him 2 days later, curled up inside a dog crate in the pet section. Eyes wide open, heart stopped. No marks on his body. Sarah was never found. Dave was eventually discovered in the electronics cage, dead from blood loss. His wrists were shredded as if he'd clawed them himself. Mateo. Only a piece of his name badge was recovered. The store closed indefinitely. Target corporate cited electrical hazards and employee misconduct. Locals still whisper about it. About the Target where lights don't stay on after dark. Where shadows don't behave the way they should. They say if you press your ear to the front doors after midnight, you can hear carts rolling across tile. Slow and steady. And sometimes a ball bounces gently down the aisle.